Hello everyone, it's the Barkis here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome once again to another flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are here this morning at the Palm Springs International Airport. What time is it? At the Palm Springs International Airport, located 2 miles east of downtown Palm Springs, California. This airport covers 940 acres, 380 hectares of land, and has 2 runways. And it operates year-round, but most flights occur in the fall, winter, and spring. Now, this airport is famous for being named as number 3 in the 2011 list of America's most stress-free airports by Smarter Travel. Now, our destination today is going to be the Telluride Regional Airport, another famous airport. Now, that one is located 6 miles west of Telluride in the San Miguel County of Colorado. And it's owned by the Telluride Regional Airport Authority. It sits at an elevation of 9,078 feet, so it's very high up there, which is 2,767 meters, 2,767 above sea level. And it was the highest commercial airport in North America with scheduled passenger flights from December of 2016 to March of 2018. And even today, the airport remains the highest airfield in the US with scheduled passenger flights. And the overall second highest airfield in the USA. Of course, number 1 is Leadville Airport. All right, that's a synopsis, if you wish, of our origin and destination. Now, without further ado, let's begin the business of the day. First off, we're gonna head inside and start the avionics as usual, then come back outside for a quick walk around. I think my camera might be too fast. Either too fast or too slow. Alright, we'll leave it here for now. Okay. Trusty flashlight, it's still a little dark. Okay, start with battery 2. Okay, the PFD and the 2 GTCs should come on, and that's good. Now battery 1. Okay, we see the avionics fans spooling up. Okay, that's good. Generator 1 and 2. We're gonna put on the outside, the external power when we get outside. Okay, back for the walk around. Now let's set the courtesy lights from auto to full on. Okay. That way the the courtesy lights will not shut off when I close the door. Because I like closing the door so I can have full access to the underneath. Alright. We're gonna start from the nose gear. Look inside the well and everything is clean and clear. Hydraulic electric lines are good. The light is good. Of course, the lens is clear. The lenses are clear. Now for the tire and rim, they are in perfect condition. All right. I hope it's not lagging. Okay. Okay, fuel cap is there, wing, leading edge, the ice boot is good. The light lens is good, clean and clear. Trailing edge and control surfaces good and trim good. Okay, and the right main landing gear. The tire pressure is good. The brake is good, hydraulic lines good, wheel well, clean and clear. Okay, step out. TKS fluid receptacle cover is good. Static ports good. Air conditioning exhaust is good. Now looking at the stabilizers, static wicks. Before we do that, let's take this one off too. Okay. Now the stabilizers and the static wicks are good. Rudder vators and trims are good on this side. And all that is also good on this side. I see the static wicks, I see the trim, the rudder vator, they're good. Alright. The antenna underneath is good. The static port, good. Now while we're here, we're gonna load the baggage for today. It's gonna be our golf snowboarding gear. It's I forgot to say this at the beginning, it's still a family of 4. Just having fun. And we're on to skiing. That's why we have snowboarding stuff. Let's hope there's still snow at Telluride when we get there. The weather says there is, but you know, you can't trust that all the time. Okay, that's our snowboarding equipment. I know you see just one. Just imagine that it's 4. Alright, close the thing. And we can also start ground power so we don't drain our batteries. All right. So on this side, we also check the landing gear, the tire pressure, the brake, the hydraulic lines, the wheel well. It's clean and clear. Okay. We crawl out. And that's very low. Okay, the flap is good, aileron is good, and the trim is good. And the lens here is good. The ice boot on the left wing is good. Everything is fine. All right, we head back inside. I might as well take off the chocks. We're not gonna be needing it. Okay, check the flags, make sure they're green, all 4 of them. That's 2. And that's 2. Okay, that's good. Okay, put on the mics. All right, first of all, let's look at our weight. Can see that we are slightly overweight. It's supposed to be 6,000 pounds, but we have 6,026 pounds. But by the time we taxi, before we get to takeoff, we should have burnt off 26 pounds of fuel, and we should be good. All right, let's start the initialization. Oh, my track IR is not on. Give me 1 second. Should be coming on soon. Good. Goodness. All right. So we start our initialization. Database, kill discussion alert. Okay, database is good. System test, we're gonna test the engine fire and the stall warning. Now, there we go. You can see the three warnings, the indication, and the lights turn on. For the stall, we see the indication and we see the 3 warning alerts. That's good. All right, initial fuel. We need to tell the aircraft how much fuel we have loaded. And by clicking the fuel on board sync, that's 269 gallons or 1,800 pounds. All right, and next, weight and balance. It's 170 each for me and wifey. 140 each for the kids. I mean, not 140. 90 each. No, 100 pounds each. They lost weight. Okay, 100 pounds each plus the 33 pounds of the seats they are sitting on. We're still in the executive configuration, so 3 seats at the back are gone. All right, come back. Oh, actually, yeah, well, no need to mention it, but we have our luggage is 60 pounds and our personal items 10 pounds. The 60 pounds is the snowboarding gear. We're traveling light so we can do a direct flight and not have to stop for fuel. Now, every other thing we need we'll buy at Telluride. We're not gonna be long. We're not gonna stay there for long. Probably 2 days max. In the role playing that I'm role playing, whatever, whichever way you want to phrase that sentence, that's good. All right, flight plan. Origin is gonna be Kilo Papa Sierra Papa, Palm Springs International, and destination is Kilo Tango Echo X-Ray. My stupid alarm likes to come on at the wrongest times. Kilo Tango Echo X-Ray. No, Echo X-Ray. Alright, Telluride Regional. Okay, now before we enter the body of the flight plan, we will do a quick flight briefing. And bringing up Volanta right now. All right, at the flight plan from SimBrief. All right, that's the flight plan. Now we are November 2902 Juliet Papa Sierra, Cirrus SF50 Vision Jet. Our origin is Palm Springs International. And our destination is Telluride Regional. Our alternate is the City of Colorado Springs Municipal. Okay, and flight briefing. All right, Kilo Papa Sierra Papa. We're gonna be taking off runway 31 left, and our SID standard instrument departure is gonna be the Cathedral 1 departure to Palm Springs VOR, and then via Victor 370 airway to 29 Palms, direct to Parker, direct to Drake, I think that's Drake, direct to TBC. We'll find out what all that means later on. Direct to Havu, and then it's gonna be the RNAV runway 09er Zulu, I believe, to Telluride. We'll check that. We'll find that out when we open the charts. All right, our zero fuel weight is 4,200 pounds. I think it's more like 4,226 because we're 26 pounds overweight. Okay, fuel required for the flight is 1,786 pounds. We are carrying 1,800. Takeoff weight is 5926. If you add 26 to that, it's gonna be 5952, right? Yeah, 5952. Okay. And I've talked about the route. Now we're gonna be stepping. Okay. Step climbs. Initial altitude is gonna be 17,000, but as soon as we pass 29 Palms, we're gonna climb to 29,000. All right, and that's about it. No need going into all the details. It's gonna take a lot of time, but I'll show you the profile, the maps. Okay. The most important one is the vertical profile. So this is what it's gonna look like. We're taking off from here. We're gonna stay on 17,000 until we cross 29 palms, and then we climb to 29,000. Now, needless to say that this is shrunk horizontally, otherwise it would take like 20 sheets of paper to get it to scale. So it's been shrunk to fit in one page of paper. All right, so that's that. Now, times. Scheduled to depart from this ramp at 1600 Zulu, which is 8 a.m. local. Takeoff is 1610 Zulu, which is 8:10 local. Landing is 1800 Zulu, which is 11 local. Just in case you're wondering, it's there's a 1 hour time difference between Palm Springs and Telluride. All right, and arriving at the ramp is 1810 Zulu, 11:10 local. Okay, block time is 2:52. Oh wow, they're expecting us to be about 32 minutes late or 42 minutes late. All right, we'll see how that works. And that's that. I already talked about the fuel and the weight. All right, so that's that for the flight briefing. Now let's look at Navigraph. And that's what the route looks like. We're taking off runway 31 left with Cathedral 1 with Palm Springs transition. Landing at Telluride. There's no arrival, just an approach. All right, let's see what this looks like, starting with the departure. Now, this departure is a little bit complicated. Just for those who don't know, the magenta portion is the departure. The purple portion is the main route. And if there were an arrival, a star, standard terminal arrival, it would be green in color, and orange would be the approach. We have not added any approach. We're going to add it. That's why we have the dashed lines. All right. Like I said, I am catering to those who are not very aviation savvy. That's why it looks like I'm over-explaining. All right. So, since we're taking off 31 left, we're going to go in that direction, and I'll pull up the charts so that we can understand it better. First of all, I'll bring just the chart. All right, so the departure serves two directions of the runways, and it serves both runways. Okay, or should I say all four runway endings. All right, so if you're coming this way, you go this way. If you're going up, whichever of the runways you go, you take it serves them. Now the instruction 31 left or right, which is what we are taking, it's gonna be climb heading 310 to cross the Palm Springs 268-degree radial, then right turn direct to the Palm Springs VOR, that one, and then routing, climb via the 104 radial of Palm Springs to MRUD or MRUD, then right turn direct to the VOR, if not at the minimum altitude at PSP VOR, then do a hold pattern, a climbing hold pattern until you reach it. Well, we don't need to worry about that. So for us, it's gonna be just climb heading 310 to cross the radial 268, sorry, and the right turn to PSP VOR, and then intercept the 104 radial of the same VOR and follow it to MRUD, and then turn right back to the VOR, and then continue the journey with the main route. I'm gonna superimpose this on the map so that you can understand it better. So taking a look at this, you can see, if I hide this a little bit, you can see that we are here. We take off and we follow the Cathedral 1 310 runway heading until we cross this 268 radial of this VOR, Palm Springs. As soon as we cross it, we begin a right turn back to the VOR, and then on getting to the VOR, we intercept the 104 radial, which is this one, outbound to Emerald. And as soon as we follow that radial all the way to Emerald, and as soon as we get to Emerald, as soon as we cross Emerald, we make another right turn back to the VOR. And when we get to the VOR this time, we continue the route. We continue to Stone and to 29 Palms, following the Victor 370 airway. Okay, and that's the departure. And then we go all the way to Havwu. Now we need to select an approach. Okay, 8 approaches available. We're looking for the RNAV Zulu. Let me see the Yankee. What does it look like? Alright, let's see the Zulu. What's the difference though? Alright, let's look at the charts. For the Zulu, is that the Zulu? Yeah, okay. That's probably what we're gonna be using. 13,000 and descent to 12,900 to cross. Yeah, this is what we're gonna be using. It's a slightly shallower glide path than the Yankee. The Yankee is 3.69. Yeah, the Yankee is 3.69. The Zulu is 3.59. So we're gonna take the Zulu. Now standard descent is 3 degrees. So this is gonna be a steep descent. So we need to watch the speed. Alright, so you can see that portion of the map that had dashed lines has been completed with an arrival, with an approach. Okay, and I can superimpose the approach, and you can see from Havwu we need to maintain 13,000 or below to cross the Cones VOR, which is our initial approach fix. And after that we descend to 12,900 to cross Sepma. After Sepma we descend toward the runway, and around here we either continue the landing or do a missed approach, depending on the weather, on if we can see the runway or not, or for whatever reason we might want to do a walk around if we are not stable, for instance. All right, and the minimum is going to be 10,640, which is, barrel, which is radio 1602. And that's pretty much about it, to not make it too complicated or boring. So that's that. Now we need to enter it into the aircraft. All right, I'm gonna put this on the side. All right, so first thing we do is procedure. After entering the origin and the destination, that's procedures. That's do the departure is gonna be Cathedral 1 departure with runway 31 left. Okay, so runway 31 left, heading 310 PSP, en route PSP. That's good. Load that and then head back out. We don't have an arrival, or we would have entered it now. Now the approach, we enter it last, so we go back and do the body of the route, our route. So from Palm Springs we need to load the airway, which is Victor 370, and the exit is 29 Palms, I believe. Yes, 29 Palms. Alright, so from Palm Springs to Stone to 29 Palms, load the airway. Alright, now after 29 Palms, the next thing, the next waypoint is Parker. Parker is Papa Kilo Echo. Parker. Yep. And after Parker, the next is Drake. Drake is Delta Romeo Kilo. Drake. Okay. And after Drake, we have Tango Bravo Charlie, whatever that is, TBC. Okay, duplicate. Which one is it? Tuba City. That's that one, Tuba City. Okay. And after Tuba City, we have Delta Victor Charlie. We'll find the name very soon. Delta Victor Charlie. Dove Creek. Okay. And after Dove Creek, we have Havwu. Havwu. I'm keeping an eye on this, making sure it's related to the plan, like the Southwest USA, because sometimes they can be double matches and one of them might be in Australia. You don't want to do that. Alright, I think Havwu is the last one, so we go back to the procedure. Now we can enter the approach, and the approach is gonna be RNAV runway 9 Zulu. This is Mike. So we're looking for Zulu, RNAV 9 Zulu. And transition is Havwu. So that's that. So Havwu, Cones, Sepma. Alright, load that. And that should be it, but we need to enter the altitude restrictions. Now, like I've always said, these altitude restrictions that we're entering when the G3000, G5000 refresh comes, we're not going to need to enter those things, because like in real life, they are automatically entered when you enter the approach or the departure. Alright. So, going for the approach, looking at the chart once again. Close this, open that. Alright, looking at the approach, we cross Havwu at 13,000. So let's enter 13,000 for Havwu. Enter, and the cones It's gonna be 13,002. Okay, and SEPMA 12,900. All right, I think that's it. No need to worry about any other thing. After that, it's gonna be the descent. All right. Now, if we go missed approach, it's gonna be climbing right, turn, and direct to cones. Yeah, we climbing right turn to 15,000 and direct to cones. All right, so that's that. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is to set up our VORs. I think we're done with this, so we can go back out, accept initialization, and we are done with the initialization. Now, with the flight plan, we can enable VNAV. All right, so we're taking care of that. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is setting up the VORs. Let's go back to the departure. Now, remember that we're going to be using this Palm Springs VOR a lot, so we need to set it up because of also of the limitations of this G3000, G5000. In the refresh, we're not going to need to do that. Okay. If you take a look, just so you understand, if you take a look at the depiction of the flight plan on the map, you can see that the curves that we saw in that flight plan, they are not displayed because this thing is not rendered well. And because it's not rendered well, if we just use the autopilot and GPS, it's gonna follow these lines the way they are instead of going the way it is on the flight plan. So we're gonna need to fly that ourselves. And how we do that is with the VOR as aid. Alright, and I'll explain as we fly it. So we're gonna switch the navigation source to nav1 and set up the radios for nav1. Now, that's Palm Springs, that's 115.5. So let's set that up. Maybe come over here if it helps. So 115.5 and we transfer. Okay. And nav2 also to Palm Springs 115.5. Transfer. Alright, so we have both of them on Palm Springs. Now we go to set the radio. The first one, we set it for nav1, we set it on 268. Remember the 268 radial that we need to cross before we start our turn? That's where we're gonna set it, 268. So we can turn the knob, 268. Okay, 268. So as soon as, while we're flying, as soon as this bar crosses this arrow, we will know that we have crossed it and we'll start the turn. Alright, so that's that one. And then nav2 is still on Palm Springs. But we're gonna set it to 104. If you check here, we're gonna be going on that 104 radial to Emerald, so we set that to 104. Okay. All right. So that's that. We'll leave this on nav 1. Okay. I should probably leave it on nav 2. And anyways, we'll leave it on nav 1. All right. Now, our runway heading is 310, so we need to set that. All right, so everything's been set up. So we are ready to go. Go back to home. All right, so next we're gonna do the engine, the synoptics. And the status is good. All right, right now with our weight, which is 6,026 pounds, we're gonna need 2,008 feet of runway. And the runway we have here is 10,000 feet, the runway we're using, so that's good. That's good enough. All right, parking brake is on, cabin door closed, baggage door closed. We have enough oxygen, that's emergency oxygen. We also have enough icing protection fluid. All right, so go back to engine and fuel. All right, now we have our fuel selector set to auto. That way we won't need to worry about switching the tanks left and right every 5 minutes or so. With it on auto, it's gonna switch itself. All right. Now you can see that we almost have full fuel tanks. We have 134 gallons on each tank, and that makes 900 pounds on each tank, totaling 1,800 pounds. All right, fuel pressure is low, obviously, because the electric pump is off. All right, everything here is what's expected, so everything is fine. Now we do the checklists. Pre-flight checklist, or before engine start. Pre-flight inspection is complete. Door latched. Parking brake is on. Batteries 1 and 2 on. Generators 1 and 2 on. External GPUs on. We're going to be turning it off soon. Active FADEC is on FADEC channel A. All right. Let me drink some water quickly. Now we're going to take off those pins removed before flight. Okay. Also the chocks, I think I removed them, but I'm not sure. I will also remove this display so we don't forget. Okay, so next things that we're gonna be doing, these we're gonna do them as we start the engine, so I'm gonna just check them off. Strobe lights on. Let the ground crew know that we're about to start the engines. Okay, I see it. And okay, I'm gonna remove the generator, the external power. Okay. Also, before anything, let's set up the altimeter. Okay, almost forgot that. And we're gonna set it to 17,000 feet, since that's our first altitude. Okay, 17,000. Okay, that's all. That's what we missed. Every other thing has been set. All right. So the strobes are on. Engine start, battery temperature, volts, cast message are not displayed. That's good. All right. Now we're gonna turn the fuel pump to run. I mean the engine knob to run. Okay, and we can hear the fuel pump coming on. We can also see it indicated here, fuel pump on, and also if we look at the synoptics, you can see that the fuel pressure is now normal and electric pump is on. Alright, check the rest of it off, and can start the engine by pushing the start stop. Okay. Okay, N1 is good, N2 rising. ITT temperature is good. Oil temperature is good. Oil pressure is good. N2 is now green. That's good. Batteries are charging. Okay, fuel is feeding from the right tank and it's auto, so it's gonna switch auto right. Alright, you can see the fuel is coming from the right tank. Alright, so after engine start, next thing we're doing is turning on master oxygen. Gonna test itself, which it has done, and the fresh air to bleed. Probe heat will leave until we are about to take off. Engine anti-ice on, windshield anti-ice on, and after that turn on the ECS and put on auto. Air conditioning should be coming on and we have pressurization available. Turn on the windshield defog. Alright, and continue with the checklist. Before that, we set the trim to 6 degrees. Okay, and flaps to 50%. Okay. Alright, completing the checklist. IES, all is normal. Engine IPS on. ECS control panel has been set. External GPU is disconnected. Oxygen master switch on. Avionics initializations complete. Cap spin removed. Passengers briefed. Seat belts secured. Bleed switch is on bleed. Okay, complete. Now before taxi, common nav GPS been set. Clearance obtained. Altimeter set. Transponder, it's just gonna assume an arbitrary transponder. We're just gonna set it to 5267. Let's assume that that's the that's the code we were given. All right, enter. Beautiful. Heading and initial altitude set. Flight controls. Let's check the Let's check that right now. Okay, forward, aft, left, and right. And, oops. And the rudder, left, right. Now we can turn off the parking brake. Okay. That's good. We're not going to be moving anywhere unless we add power. So it's safe to turn off the parking brake. Flight controls been checked. Trim is on 6 degrees. Flaps 50%. Electric roll trim, that's this one. Aileron trim, that's centered. Toggle button, we'll press that. Okay, good. CAS messages, we only have the probe heat and it's gonna be leaving soon. Seats are secure. And parking brakes been released. Brakes we're gonna check when we start taxiing. Alright, so before taxi checklist is complete, before takeoff we'll deal with that when we get to the takeoff spot. Alright, let's look at the map and see how what our taxi would look like. I'm bringing up Volanta again in 1 second. Alright, we're taking off from this runway 31 left and we are here, so we're gonna come out here onto Bravo and go onto Charlie and Alpha. So Bravo Charlie Alpha is gonna be our takeoff, our taxi route, although this runway is very long, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll do Bravo Charlie Alpha. Okay. All right. So we can take off the synoptics. All right, that should be good enough. All right, set this. Oh, next thing is our speed bugs. Almost forgot. We're gonna be climbing with VX. We don't have much of an obstacle in front of us. All right. Can bring out the timer. All right, we should be good to go. And turn on the landing light. Okay, here we go. Stay on the center line because of that aircraft right there, so we don't clip the wing. All right. Okay, we're cleared to cross runway 31 right. Wow, the lag is real. Okay, getting on to Charlie now. Okay, wow, we left almost on time. I mean, left on time, but almost the exact departure time. Okay, and of course I've checked the brake and it's working. Alright, we're gonna pause here for a second. And do our before takeoff checklist. Can turn on the probe heat now. All right. Okay, so reviewing our takeoff briefing. We take off at 8:10, so I think we still have some time. This is 8:01. We have actually 9 minutes. All right, so takeoff runway heading of 310 until we cross the 268 radial of the Palm Springs VOR, and then we make a right turn back to the VOR, and on getting to the VOR we intercept the 104 radial outbound and follow it all the way to en route, and then make another right turn back to the VOR and then continue the journey. So that's what it's gonna be. Departure briefing complete. Landing lights on, probe heat switch on, engine IPS switch on, wing stab is off, cast messages there's nothing, trim is 6, flaps 50, takeoff emergency battery cast message is not displayed, multifunction is configured. Okay, before takeoff checklist complete. Now for normal takeoff, yeah, all these we're gonna check them off. That's what we do when we're taking off, so we're not gonna be reading the checklist on takeoff. Okay, so we can extend this. All right, and this has been set. This thing is lagging so badly. Alright, let me just quickly set some things up and see if that will help our situation. Alright, I lowered some settings and I think it's become a little more fluid. Okay, let's go. We have enough runway, so I'm not gonna go all the way at the beginning. I'm just gonna follow the yellow line. And I'll start the time. Okay, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps up. And autopilot. Auto throttle. And we can begin climbing. Alright, we crossed that thing. I don't know why it's not climbing. Okay, speed. Alright, but we're gonna begin the turn. And now I'm gonna switch the nav source to nav 2. Actually, leave it on nav 1 for now. Until we get to Palm Springs. Alright, switching to nav 2. Alright, we're gonna intercept the 104 to en route. Alright, well, we're on our way to en route. We're gonna do the climb checklist. We need to do that quickly. So climb checklist, thrust levers on MCT, engine parameters are good, cabin pressure is rising normally, ice protection is as required, altimeter transition we're not changing yet until we cross 29 palms. Okay, climb checklist complete. Alright, back to PSP. We'll go back to heading and start turning. Okay, I'm gonna switch to manual auto throttle so that we don't increase too much speed. And I'm gonna set it on 200 for now. Actually, no. No, we go back to normal. We go back to FMS because we're past 10,000 feet and we can afford to be higher than 10,000. Man, look at the terrain. This is so beautiful. We're just engaged in our thing and not even. All right, we're gonna set this back to GPS. And we can activate this leg now. Should we? Or should we? Yeah, activate it now. Yeah. Alright, we can now go to GPS. That was supposed to be stone, not, yeah. I activated the wrong one, but that's fine. Corrected it quick enough. All right, I think we did our best in eyeballing this. We're gonna take a look at Volanta and see how we flew it, how well we did. Now I can turn off the bearing indicators. Okay. All right, let's quickly take a look at Volanta. So I would say minus the sharp turn we made here, it was pretty much a good, we conducted it well, if you ask me. All right. And now we're on our way, almost at Stone. Still on the airway, on the Victor 370 airway. Alright, I wouldn't want this part to take that long. It's already 1 hour 25 minutes including the replay. So I'm gonna cut it off at the half hour, 1.5 hours, and the rest will be on part 2. I would have loved to begin the climb before cutting it. So we'll see. We'll see if we get to 29 palms within 5 minutes. Or within 4 minutes now. As for the speed bugs, we're gonna turn off all the takeoff and turn on the landing. Alright, we made it. What time is it now? Okay, 1 hour 28 minutes, that's good. We're gonna begin the climb. 29,000. A little bit of noise cancelling. I'm gonna be coming out of it. Alright, we are 129. I'm gonna cut it at the 130th, at the 30th minute, and that would be end of part 1. And I'll see you guys in part 2. So this is the Barkis here, signing off.